evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, April the 12th, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, we bring you highlights from Thunder Radio's political forum held last week in Manchester. We'll be right back with tonight's News Leader.
Friends, it's time for a change. Hello, I'm Scott Hansard, Republican candidate for Coffee County Road Superintendent. Our highway department is one of the largest departments in Coffee County government, with 640 miles of roads and bridges and budget of $3 million. It's time we start applying for grants. It's time we start using modern road building and maintaining techniques. Friends, it's time for a change. Vote Scott Hansard, Republican candidate for Coffee County Road Superintendent.
The Tullahoma Farmers Market Earth Day celebration. Live music and giveaways, composters, rain barrels, grocery bags, recycling bins, and more. Learn about area green organizations. Meet adoptable dogs from the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. Enjoy produce, meats, and more from local farmers. Monday, April 18th, 3 to 7 at South Jackson Civic Center.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you, and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
Welcome back. Manchester's WMSR Thunder Radio held their political forum for Republican candidates who have challengers in the May primary on Thursday night. Thunder was kind enough to let News Leader's Philip Scoggins video the event. In this segment, we hear from Eric Birch and Bobby Carter, candidates for Coffee County Circuit Court.
First of all, I would like to wish my daughter Abigail a happy 18th birthday. With that said, it's time we have a serious discussion, folks. To be qualified as a judge, you have to be licensed in good standing and 30 years old. Mr. Carter here could not run for sheriff, even if he had the requisite law enforcement experience. Mr. Carter could not even run for constable. In order to run for constable, you have to be able to read and write, and you have to not have been convicted of a felony, ever. The state of Tennessee is passing a law as we speak that adds a qualification for judges in the state of Tennessee. It says that if you have been censured, suspended, or disbarred for an act of dishonesty in the past 10 years, you can't be elected judge. Now, that may or may not impact this election. Over the course of 12 to 18 months, Mr. Carter stole at least $80,000 from his longtime friends and law partners. It wasn't a one-time deal. He was not a young man when he did this. He was about my age. He was suspended for 5 years from the practice of law. He wasn't fully reinstated until 2016. He pled guilty in a court of law to felony theft. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Why is the law that any law enforcement officer, from a constable to the head of the TBI, cannot have a felony conviction? Second question is, should these qualifications for the leader of an entire judicial system be at least as stringent as those of constable? Third question is, do we want someone as the leader of the judicial system in Coffee County who would steal from his longtime partners, longtime friends? If he did that to them, what is he going to do to the rest of us? I really can't believe I'm having to sit up here and say this today. It's an important conversation and one that has to be had. Nobody's had it to this point. I waited for Mr. Carter to tell the truth, and he simply has not done it. Thank you.
With that, instead of moving on to questions, we're going to let Mr. Carter address that 2 minutes.
For the 5th time in 2 years, I'll address this. Everybody in this room knows that about 15 years ago, that'd be a decade and a half, I broke my neck in a car wreck, and my very good doctor, I'm not blaming him, he knew a lot about spines, but he knew a lot about genetics. He prescribed me 120 oxycodones for about 4 months, and after the end of that 4 months, I was a drug addict. I've always been forthcoming about that. As a matter of fact, that was in my application last year to the Judicial Trial Court Vacancy Commission. And by the way, I made it through TBI checks. I made it to the governor's legal office. I was one of the top 3 candidates that went to the governor. Now, I'm not going to address all the factual inaccuracies in my colleague's attack, but what I will say is this. Among the many bad things that I did 15 years ago, I did not turn over fees that I earned from my law firm. Now, when my head cleared up and all this came to light, within about 2 months, I signed a document that fully paid them back and then some. Now, this has been hung around my neck for 15 years. You know, Easter is coming up, and most of us in here are Christians, and we believe in redemption, and we believe a man can redeem himself. St. Paul. Torturing Christians one day, dying for Christianity the next. A man is the sum of his parts. Go ask the people in these courtrooms who is the most qualified. They know everything about me. They grew up with me. They saw me in the bad times. They saw me in the good times, which, by the way, the good times have been about the last 15 years. I've spent the rest of my life trying to make it up to these people. I ask you to fairly, and look at this, I'm on the ballot. I will be on the ballot, despite the best efforts of a lot of people in this state. I ask you to consider me the good and the bad. You're going to have children that have drug problems that are going to come in front of me. You're going to have grandparents. You're going to have parents. You're going to have moms, dads. This affects everybody. Who better to know it than somebody that's been through it? And I suggest that that's me. Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back with more from the Political Forum after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Friends, it's time for a change. Hello, I'm Scott Hansard, Republican candidate for Coffee County Road Superintendent. For over 35 years, I've built and maintain roads all over Middle Tennessee. I'm ready to put that experience and expertise to work for you as your Coffee County Road Superintendent. I know how to lead, and I know how to get things done. Friends, it's time for a change. Vote Scott Hansard, Republican candidate for Coffee County Road Superintendent.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Welcome back. Also running in the Republican primary are candidates Gerald Ewell and Garth Seagroves, who are running for General Sessions Judge Division 2. Here we have their opening remarks.
I would like to be your next General Sessions Judge, and I would humbly ask that people elect me to that job. I see Judge Ledsinger in the crowd, and I think we all owe him a great debt of respect for all his service.
Get that microphone. Gerald, get that microphone just a little closer to your face.
Okay, all right, thank you. He served as a probation officer, assistant district attorney, and General Sessions judge, and has a great manner about him. General Sessions Court is what it says. It is a court of general sessions. It manages interpersonal conflict. It handles misdemeanor criminal matters, divorce matters, orders of protection, dependent and neglect matters for juveniles, unruly and delinquent matters for juveniles, termination of parental rights, a whole bevy of things involving the interaction between people that can't get along for one reason or another. Handles evictions and repossessions, civil matters under $25,000. I have 30 years of experience. I've practiced in General Sessions Court of every county that surrounds this one, some even a county or two away, for over 30 years. I've been battle-worn and all of those things. I've practiced in the circuit and chancery courts. I've handled numerous divorce cases, orders of protection cases. I've handled termination of parental right cases. I've handled grandparent visitation cases. I've handled all of these cases, and I think I am qualified by temperament, ability, and discipline to serve as your next General Sessions judge. Thank you.
Mr. Seagrove. My name is Garth Seagroves. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I suspect that this segment is not going to be nearly as spicy as the previous one. That being said, I would like to again comment on Judge Ledsinger being here. He's done a wonderful job for the last 2 decades plus on the bench. I essentially brought up in that courtroom, in Judge Brock's courtroom. I can remember when I first started practicing law 20 years ago, when I would hear someone say they had practiced for 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years, I thought, oh my Lord, that is such a long time. And now at 20 years, I can tell you it is a long time. When you do what we do, you go to court every day, and you're essentially a trial attorney, and you're in there every day dealing with people's problems. Half the people I talk to do not even know what court I'm running for. They don't know the sessions courts as opposed to a circuit court. And you have to explain it to them. And Gerald did a good job explaining what those avenues are in General Sessions Court. I'm asking for your vote in this because I'm in not just this courtroom, I'm in the surrounding counties courtrooms and General Sessions on a day-to-day basis. I handle countless cases, up to 200 cases a year in criminal court. In the past, I've handled approximately 1,000 juvenile cases, countless termination of parental rights. I've done orders of protection. I have tried to stay away from divorces because no one is ever happy in that situation, and it's just miserable work. But that being said, I'm Garth Seagroves. I respectfully request your vote, and I feel that I will do this county good. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more news after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Hi, my name's Bobby Carter, and I'm asking for your vote in the Circuit Court Judgeship of Coffee County, 2nd Division. I grew up in Tullahoma. I attended the Citadel and the University of Tennessee Law School. After that, I served my country as an officer in the United States Navy JAG Corps. Since then, I've been a trial lawyer in Coffee County for the last 25 years. I feel that I have the legal and life experiences to protect the citizens of this county over the next 8-year term. I would appreciate your vote in the May 3rd Republican primary. Thank you all.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. In our next segment from last week's Political Forum, we hear opening statements from Craig Northcott and Felicia Walkup, candidates for Coffee County District Attorney.
Good evening. I am Craig Northcott, and I'm seeking re-election for District Attorney. When I stood up here asking for y'all's vote and to be entrusted with this important duty 8 years ago, I promised you that I'd bring strong Christian leadership to the position. I submit to you, I stand before you tonight having proven that I'm a man of my word. I have in fact brought that to the office of District Attorney. In doing so, we have become a intentionally victim-focused, DA's office. We are empathetic with the harm done by criminals to those in our community. We work hard every day to protect their rights and to seek justice for them. We also have been sympathetic to the plight of defendants. Now, I made sure that we will deal with violent criminals, repeat offenders, firmly but fairly. But they need to go to prison sometimes. They also have many that come through the system that need grace and mercy and a helping hand to get out of their situation. Based upon the Christian values that we all know from the Bible, I've implemented policies, procedures, and have demonstrated through my own actions how to tell the difference between the two. We have, in fact, worked on moving cases more efficiently through the system. I suspect I'll get a few questions about that this evening. I look forward to addressing it. But I'm asking for your vote so that we can continue to build on the progress that we've made and continue to seek justice in everything that we do and continue in our mission, that is, to do the right thing in every single case. I ask for your vote.
All right, Ms. Walkup.
I'm Felicia Walkup, and I'm running for District Attorney General here in Coffee County, Tennessee. After our last debate, I was informed that I had left out a little bit of information that folks wanted to know. I had it in my notes. I didn't look at my notes, so I missed it. I do need to correct that to begin with. I have been living here in Coffee County for the last 13 years. There were some folks that said, well, how long have you lived here? I forgot to tell them that. I live out in the New Union area. I live close enough to the interstate that I can be in town very quickly, but I also live wonderfully out in the country. I grew up in the country. I love to get up in the mornings, step out on my back deck, see the field. My neighbor has horses. I'm a country girl at heart. I also forgot to mention that I worked as an assistant district attorney for 11 years of my nearly 17-year career here in Coffee County under General Mickey Lane. Mr. Mickey Lane was the one who gave me the opportunity to come to work as a prosecutor. He gave me that opportunity, and I will forever be grateful to General Lane for that. He took a chance on me. He took a chance on me after he was urged, quite frankly, by members of law enforcement. He was also urged by certain members of the bar to take a chance on me. He did, and I truly found my calling in my professional life, and that is to be a prosecutor. I think my record will show you that I am tough but fair. I think my record will show you that I want to work with law enforcement to solidify cases on the front end so they can move quickly through our system. That I want to be open to listen to the defense bar. If there's something that law enforcement has missed, that our office has missed, to be open to listen to them, to give it consideration in terms of making a settlement offer, in terms of pushing a case to trial. I'm humbly asking for your vote, and I thank you all for your attendance and participation, both in person and listening on the radio. Thank you.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming,
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Welcome back. Benton Bartlett and Scott Hansert are Republicans running for Coffee County Road Superintendent and debated at last week's political forum. In this segment, we hear opening remarks from both candidates.
Well, I'm Scott Hansert. I'm running for Coffee County Road Superintendent. I plan on putting 35 years of construction and road building experience to work for all of Coffee County. My experience covers a vast number of projects all over Middle Tennessee, including installation of the Manchester Industrial Park, where the cheese plant is, rebuilding a runway in Shelbyville. In my biggest project, I guess, here in Manchester that all of y'all drive down every day is the supervision of the exit 111A exit ramp. My knowledge is working with TDOT and road building, the ins and outs and the latest technology in roads, all the different types of signs that there are, the LED signs that can go out in the areas, in the high accident areas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a change. It's for new ideas and a new way of our highway department should be run, starting with grants. Not all grants are involving receiving money. Some of our grants are educational, purpose and awareness and prevention of such as distracted driving, where we have 5,600 drivers in Coffee County between the ages of 15 and 24. Distracted driving is a very important thing to me. Most of you know I lost a son in 2003 to distracted driving. The safety of our kids in Coffee County is very important to me. We have a budget of $3 million, and any grant that we can get would be beneficial to our community. I'm very active in our community, especially with building of the Crefton Hansert Memorial hitting facility at the high school, where our girls' baseball and softball teams are playing. Our county is growing very fast, and I plan to help and plan on doing the 640 miles that we have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That was Scott Hansert. Next, Benton Bartlett, 2 minutes.
I'm Benton Bartlett, and I'm running for re-election for the Coffee County Road Superintendent. I'm going to use this time to bring up some accurate numbers concerning budget and finances in the road department. Starting with grants. If you define grants as money you receive that you don't have to pay back, then I've gotten several of them. And all have gone into roads, bridges, and road safety. To apply for any grants that do not have anything to do with roads is considered time taken away from your duties as road superintendent. Next, concerning state aid money that comes from state gas tax through TDOT. That money is distributed to each county through a strict formula, so each county gets treated fairly. To go after more state aid money means you would be cheating another county out of their money, which is not ethical or legal. Coffee County is allotted $200,000 for roads and $50,000 for bridges per year through state aid. You must have a project that is approved by TDOT to get that money. The county has to come up with 2% matching funds. In other words, if you spend $1 million, the state pays $980,000 and the county pays $20,000. I try my best to take advantage of that deal and keep that state aid money working. Keep in mind it costs $100,000 a mile to pave a state aid project, and bridges can cost at least $250,000 and can cost in excess of $1 million. State aid money does accumulate. If you have a 6-mile road you want to pave, you will have to wait 3 years to accumulate that money. Budget comes up a lot in these debates. The budget is around $3 million. One of the biggest costs in the budget is not all that different from most businesses, and that's payroll. The payroll for the county highway is in excess of $1 million and growing. In the summer, Coffee County needs a road superintendent that is careful with every penny that is allotted to run the department, and I've proven that I can do just that.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Robin Dunn, who will invite everyone out to the Earth Day celebration next Monday. Winston Brooks and Mary Samdiego will talk about the Tullahoma 2040 Comprehensive Plan, and representatives from the Burn Society will come by to remind us about the upcoming Piping on the Green coming up at the Celtic Cup. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Hi, my name's Bobby Carter, and I'm asking for your vote in the Circuit Court Judgeship of Coffee County, 2nd Division. I grew up in Tullahoma. I attended the Citadel and the University of Tennessee Law School. After that, I served my country as an officer in the United States Navy JAG Corps. Since then, I've been a trial lawyer in Coffee County for the last 25 years. I feel that I have the legal and life experiences to protect the citizens of this county over the next 8-year term. I would appreciate your vote in the May 3rd Republican primary. Thank y'all.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1906 at 90 degrees. The record low was in 1989 at 28 degrees. The average high for this day is 70, and the average low is 46. Thunderstorms for tonight with a low of 62. And clearing out for Wednesday with a high of 78 and a low of 52. And some early storms for Thursday with a high of 70 and a low of 44. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.